I've spoken a lot about fair value, where fair pricing is. But of course, as participants decide to sideline, value will get pushed around, but then it comes back to where it should be once everyone's on board. So if people are out for a holiday or because of data, etc. So always great opportunities to take the trade with value when it's priced at either a discount or too expensive. Let's not be the trader who goes, oh, if I saw it fail here yesterday, I'm going to go short. That's a lack of awareness. So we'll be hopping in on the long side very shortly, I imagine. Yeah, I've just lifted the offer here. So flicking around, but it's not pushing down, is it? So to me, it's like one of those lures in fishing that is designed in such a way to wriggle as it moves through the water, so it gets the attention of fish. Well, in this case, this is getting the attention of other participants. And again, it's a lure. There you go. Let's see how we go. So there's the cushion. It's good fun, isn't it? It's just like reading a book that you're already in several chapters. And so you don't know exactly what the next page is going to say or the page after that. But because you're so entrenched in the story, you've got a reasonable idea of where things are going. And that just happens because we're trading the same instrument all the time. So this is all from yesterday, isn't it? So we just got some short covering there. It took a little bit of stirring the pot. So you got some short traders who are already offside. And so the market maker's sitting there with the quote, making them feel uneasy to the point where they need to act because they're starting to get concerned. And then you saw what happened and it becomes the domino effect. I've added because I've got enough cushion and now I can start to put a little bit more size on. I'm looking at using that first move up to help fund it. So my read on what's happening now is it's an attempt to entice some more short sellers in. Why? To then take them offside, because the group that are still there's plenty of sellers already offside, but we've moved up to a point where they're not doing anything, right? So they're sitting there, perhaps they're uncomfortable, but the pain isn't severe enough for them to have to exit. So one way we can combat that, when I say we, I'm talking about those who actually can move markets, is to entice some new sellers into the market, take them offside pretty quickly, like what you're seeing now. And as they start to exit, then it gets back to that bigger group. And what's happening there is that their level of discomfort is increasing to the point where they'll then actually exit. And so we're benefiting from that order exit flow. So this is what I refer to as an inside job, right, with what's happening with what the market maker's doing. So this is why it's so critical to know positioning and value, because they're obviously buying and selling inventory like any regular business that warehouses stock. So I've got enough new short positioning that's just come in, and you notice that what happened there with the spread, it was immediately pushed quite a bit higher. This is how you can tell who's dominating pricing. So we can either have outside participation that is determining the auction and that the price is quoted, or in the absence of that, it's going to be a market maker, which is what you're seeing now. All right, so this is where we no longer want to be long. So looking to take the bulk off here just with an order in the market. Look at what's happening with the depth. Some messing about with putting orders in and pulling orders. That's it. Right, so that's all based on yesterday's evaluation. Pain-free trade for us in. It moved quickly on, it actually sat there and didn't do anything. But then all of a sudden we saw some explosive covering, and then obviously we just walked through the rest of the steps as to what's happening. Up until this point here, I didn't know whether or not I was going to succeed in the trade or not, because I'd added, and obviously my overall average price had increased. So if it rolled over from there, I'd be exiting somewhere where my average price is even maybe a little bit worse, depending on how quickly the market might have rolled over. But adding in size using the market's money, and even if I'd taken a loss, certainly wouldn't have been an outlier type loss or anything like that. It's still very minuscule because of that cushion before adding.